Have you ever imagined having the power to face any life challenge with unwavering serenity and profound inner strength? In today's video, we will embark on an extraordinary journey into the heart of Stoicism, unraveling the 10 topics that, by avoiding discussing with others, bring us closer to ancient Stoic wisdom. By integrating these silent principles into our daily lives, we not only protect our inner peace, but also broaden our perception of what is truly essential. Get ready to transform your way of living, thinking, and interacting with the world around you, cultivating a fortress of calm and understanding that resonates far beyond the visible. Are you ready to turn your silence into a source of power? Let's go. Principle 1. Don't talk about challenges. Let's start our journey with a principle that may seem counterintuitive, but has deep roots in Stoic wisdom. Don't talk about challenges. The idea here is not to ignore obstacles or pretend they don't exist, but rather to adopt a renewed perspective on how to approach them. Imagine for a moment that you're in a boat, navigating turbulent waters. Constantly talking about the fury of the waves won't calm the sea, right? Similarly, incessantly focusing on the problems ahead often prevents us from seeing the solution. It's as if by talking about the challenges, we invite them to take up even more space in our minds and hearts. The Stoics teach us to embrace inner serenity, acknowledging challenges, but choosing to focus our energy on what is within our reach. I ask you, what happens when we change our internal discourse from "I'm facing an insurmountable problem" to "There's an opportunity here for me to grow and learn"? The answer lies in the transformation of our perception. By practicing silence about challenges, we're not surrendering to them. We're actually arming ourselves with a powerful tool of resilience. We're choosing to see beyond the immediate, seeking solutions instead of dwelling on problems. This not only strengthens us individually, but also has a contagious effect on our community. Imagine the impact on your support network if, instead of sharing concerns and fears, you shared lessons learned and small victories. But how do I apply this in my daily life, you may wonder? Start with small steps. The next time you encounter an obstacle, take a moment to breathe. Ask yourself, what aspect of this situation is under my control? Instead of discussing the problem with others, discuss solutions, strategies, and insights. This shift in focus not only alleviates the emotional burden associated with challenges, but also paves the way for creative and innovative solutions. So the next time you find yourself facing a challenge, remember the power of silence. Reflect on how you can turn this situation into an opportunity to exercise your resilience and ability to overcome. Share your journey, not with words of discouragement, but with accounts of how you're navigating these waters, finding your way through Stoic wisdom. Subject number 2. Don't reveal your secrets. Moving along our wisdom trail, we're tackling advice that's been a cornerstone in building strong, resilient character over the centuries. Don't spill your secrets. This principle, rooted in Stoic philosophy, prompts us to ponder the importance of discretion and the power that comes from preserving our private sphere. So why do Stoics and many other sages throughout history advise keeping our secrets close? The answer is multifaceted, but centers on the idea that the knowledge we hold close to ourselves is like a hidden treasure, a source of inner strength that enables us to navigate the world with confidence and serenity. Revealing less about our most intimate plans, our deepest vulnerabilities, and our loftiest aspirations isn't an act of deceit, but rather a strategic choice that allows us to maintain a certain degree of maneuverability. In a world where information is currency, being able to keep certain aspects of our lives under wraps is a way to safeguard our autonomy and preserve our integrity. Have you ever noticed how, when sharing a still-forming plan, we sometimes feel less inclined to see it through? This is because, by verbalizing our intentions, some of the energy that would be directed toward its realization dissipates. Stoics understand this as a dilution of focus, a scattering of vital energy that could be better employed in effective action. But how then do we balance the human need for connection and sharing with this principle of discretion? The key lies in carefully selecting what we share and with whom. This doesn't mean cultivating a secret life, but rather discerning which aspects of our journey are strengthened by silence. Consider, for example, a goal you're pursuing. Instead of broadcasting it to the world, why not share it only with those who can genuinely contribute to its achievement? This approach creates a virtuous circle of support and positive feedback, while also shielding your path from the dissipative energies of skepticism or others' envy. So, I propose this to you. In the coming weeks, practice the art of being a bit more reserved. Notice how this shift influences your perception of control over your life and projects. Observe whether the sense of integrity and purpose strengthens as you deliberately choose what to reveal and what to keep to yourself. Remember that Stoic wisdom doesn't teach us to close ourselves off, but rather to navigate the waters of existence more adeptly. By preserving our secrets, we're not building walls, but rather strengthening the foundations upon which we build our lives and character. And thus, step by step, we become not only more Stoic beings, but also more integral, authentic, and fundamentally serene. Number 3, don't talk about your achievements. This advice, far from encouraging us to false modesty or forgetting our successes, actually invites us to cultivate a form of gratitude and humility that is deeply transformative. By choosing not to make our victories a constant theme of our conversations, we not only demonstrate respect and consideration for others, but also strengthen our capacity for internal appreciation. This chosen silence about our triumphs allows us to savor our accomplishments on a more intimate and personal level without the need for external validation. Ask yourself, what is the true reason behind sharing our achievements? If it is to seek approval or admiration, we may be relinquishing our personal power to external opinions, making our happiness and sense of accomplishment dependent on factors beyond our control. The Stoics teach us that the value of our actions lies in the intention and effort that motivate them, not in the reaction they provoke. Furthermore, by keeping our successes closer to us, we allow them to serve as personal reminders of our capability and resilience. Each achievement becomes a beacon of motivation to face new challenges, a stone in the foundation of our self-confidence. We do not need the echo of our own voices talking about our victories to feel their worth. There is also a subtle beauty in allowing our actions to speak for themselves. In an increasingly noisy world, where everyone competes for attention, there is a quiet yet powerful strength in being the one whose achievements are discovered, not declared. This not only increases the respect others have for us, but also gives us the opportunity to surprise and inspire. Now, a reflection for you to carry with you. What would your life be like if you chose to celebrate your achievements in a more introspective manner? How would this change the way you see yourself and how others see you? I encourage you to experiment with this approach. Next time you achieve something significant, try sharing it in a way that enriches your personal experience without necessarily seeking external recognition. This path teaches us that the true value of our achievements lies not in the applause we receive, but in the journey we undertake to attain them. By embracing this view, we not only align more closely with Stoic principles, but also cultivate a more authentic and rewarding relationship with our own successes, and thus we continue to build a life of meaning, serenity, and inner strength. Subject number 4. Don't talk about your next steps. Following the line of thought we have woven together, we arrive at a guidance that perfectly aligns with the wisdom accumulated so far. Don't talk about your next steps. This principle, rooted in Stoic tradition, invites us to embrace the power of silence as a means of preserving the potency and direction of our future actions. In an era where anticipation and immediate sharing have become almost reflexive, it may seem counterintuitive to keep our future plans to ourselves. However, this Stoic practice is not just about keeping secrets, but about recognizing the power of unwavering focus and pure intention. By choosing not to disclose every step we intend to take, we cultivate an internal space of clarity and determination. Without the interference of external opinions, our intentions remain distilled, pure, undiluted by others' expectations or doubts. This strategic silence surrounding our future plans allows us to remain agile, adapting to circumstances with the precision and grace of a river flowing around obstacles, rather than confronting them with brute force. Imagine the difference between announcing an ambitious goal loudly and instead moving towards it with silent determination. The former may bring a wave of momentary applause, but it also creates external pressure that, in some cases, may divert us from the path. The latter, on the other hand, allows us to remain rooted in our purpose, using each step as a moment of learning and growth, regardless of external recognition. But how then to strike a balance between sharing our journeys with others and keeping certain plans reserved? The answer lies in intuition and discernment. Share experiences that may inspire and assist others, but keep the details of your next moves to yourself until they are firmly underway. In this way, you not only protect your intentions, but also give yourself the opportunity to positively surprise those around you with your results. So I invite you to reflect. What would it be like to approach your next projects with this new perspective? What impact could this change in attitude have on your effectiveness and well-being? Try keeping your next steps under a veil of silence, observing how it affects both your trajectory and your internal satisfaction when you achieve what you set out to do. This principle is not about isolating oneself or becoming inaccessible, but about nurturing an internal garden of intentions and actions whose fruits will be revealed in due time. By doing so, you not only honor your own process, but also cultivate a deep respect for the power of actions over words. And thus, step by step, we build a more deliberate, focused, and ultimately rewarding existence. Subject number 5, don't talk about others. Before we delve into this topic, I would like to request a simple but very important step from you. If you're finding value up to this point in our video, please leave a simple like to support our work. It means a lot to us. Advancing on this journey of introspection and wisdom, we encounter a timeless advice that resonates deeply in Stoic philosophy. Don't talk about others. This principle, more than a rule of etiquette, is an invitation to reflect on the nature of our interactions and the impact of our words on the world around us. By choosing not to comment, criticize, or divulge information about others, we adopt a stance of respect and empathy, recognizing that each person is traversing their own path with their struggles and triumphs. More than that, by refraining from speaking about others, we turn our attention to our own growth and development, focusing on what we truly can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Reflecting before speaking about someone not only spares us from potential misunderstandings and conflicts, but also cultivates in us a mental discipline, a filter through which our words pass before being spoken. This Stoic practice teaches us to value silence as a form of wisdom, reminding us that not everything we know needs to be said, and not everything that is said contributes to the common good. Moreover, when we abstain from discussing others' lives, we create space for more meaningful and enriching dialogues, focused on ideas, dreams, knowledge, and shared experiences. This shift towards more constructive and positive communication not only enhances our relationships, but also elevates us as individuals, fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding. But how to implement this principle in practice? Start by observing yourself during conversations. Notice if the temptation to talk about someone arises, and if so, question yourself. Is this comment necessary? Does it bring something positive to the conversation? By asking these questions, you not only avoid potential communication pitfalls, but also align more closely with values such as integrity and authenticity. Here's a challenge for you. In the next week, dedicate yourself to cultivating dialogues that uplift both yourself and others. When the conversation veers into the territory of opinions about third parties, gently redirect it towards topics that inspire growth, learning, and genuine connection. Observe how this shift affects your interaction with others and your sense of personal satisfaction. Number 6, don't talk about your good deeds. Delving even deeper into the tranquil waters of Stoic wisdom, we encounter a teaching that shines with serene light. Don't talk about your good deeds. This principle is not a call to anonymity in itself, but an invitation to reflect on the essence of true generosity and kindness. When we perform good deeds without expecting recognition or reward, we embrace one of the purest forms of altruism. This practice not only nourishes our soul, but also strengthens our character, shaping us into more compassionate and empathetic individuals. By choosing not to publicize our acts of kindness, we cultivate a form of generosity that seeks not applause, but the genuine well-being of others. This silence about our good deeds allows us to experience the joy of giving in a more intimate and personal way. The satisfaction of knowing that we have positively contributed to someone's life without expecting anything in return is a gift in itself. Furthermore, by keeping our good deeds secret, we avoid falling into the trap of pride or vanity, keeping ourselves humble and focused on what truly matters: the act of helping. However, how do we balance the desire to inspire others with the practice of keeping our good deeds reserved? The key lies in intention. When we share our experiences, we do so with the purpose of motivating kindness and generosity without the desire for praise. We can talk about the importance of compassion and helping others in general, encouraging others to find their own ways to contribute, without necessarily detailing our own acts. I encourage you to try the practice of performing good deeds in secret, observing how it affects your perception of yourself and others. Notice if the absence of external recognition alters the quality of your motivation or the depth of your satisfaction. By embracing the principle of not talking about our good deeds, we not only align ourselves with Stoic ethics, but also open our hearts to a form of generosity that is truly selfless. And in this silence, we discover a source of joy and fulfillment that transcends words, a light that shines more brightly in the shadow of anonymity, warming the hearts of those we touch with our actions, known or unknown. Number 7, don't talk about your future plans. As we continue our exploration of Stoic virtues, we encounter advice that echoes with particular clarity. Don't talk about your future plans. This precept, deeply rooted in prudence and focus, invites us to consider the potency of silence and deliberate action as we chart our course forward. The wisdom behind this principle lies in the understanding that, by sharing our future intentions, we risk dissipating the concentrated energy that these plans require for their realization. There is inherent power in keeping our aspirations close to the heart, allowing them to mature in silence, protected from external influences that could divert them from their course. Moreover, by refraining from announcing our future intentions, we cultivate a form of humility and self-control that is in perfect harmony with Stoicism. This approach not only shields us from the potential frustration of not achieving announced goals, but also teaches us the value of patience and perseverance, essential qualities for anyone seeking to live a life of purpose and meaning. However, how can we then share our journeys and dreams with others in a way that does not compromise the integrity of our plans? The secret lies in balance and intention behind the sharing. Speak about your visions and aspirations in a way that inspires and invites dialogue, without getting bogged down in specific details or timelines of their realization. This principle also encourages us to adopt an attitude of openness and flexibility towards the future. By not rigidly clinging to an announced plan, we make room for life to surprise us and lead us down unexpected paths, often richer and more rewarding than those we initially imagined. I invite you to experience the transformative power of this Stoic advice in your own life. The next time you feel the urge to talk about your future plans, take a pause and reflect on the power that may reside in keeping them to yourself. Observe how this practice affects your motivation, your ability to carry out your intentions, and the quality of your interaction with others. Subject number 8. Don't speak of your weaknesses. Delving deeper into the territory of self-discovery and inner strengthening, we encounter a precept of particular resonance. Don't speak of your weaknesses. This advice, intertwined in the tapestry of Stoic philosophy, calls us to reflect on the strength that emerges when we choose to keep our vulnerabilities guarded, not as a denial of their existence, but as an exercise of power and self-mastery. By opting not to externalize our weaknesses, we embrace an opportunity to work on them internally, transforming them into bastions of growth and learning. This process is not about hiding our insecurities from ourselves or others, but rather about recognizing that constant focus on them can, paradoxically, strengthen them, rather than liberating us from them. This precept teaches us the art of introspection and self-transformation, encouraging us to face our weaknesses with courage and inner determination. Instead of declaring our vulnerabilities to the world, we are invited to dialogue with them in privacy, allowing us to develop strategies to overcome or integrate them in ways that strengthen our character. Moreover, by keeping our weaknesses to ourselves, we cultivate an atmosphere of mystery and strength, not to deceive others, but to reinforce our own resilience. In a world that often judges and categorizes based on appearances and public statements, choosing not to disclose our vulnerabilities can protect us from being underestimated or misunderstood. However, how do we balance this advice with the human need for connection and authenticity? The key lies in the careful selection of confidants. Sharing our struggles with a hand-picked inner circle that offers support and understanding can be a vital part of the healing and growth process. What this principle suggests is a more selective and intentional approach to whom and how we share our weaknesses. Therefore, I invite you to reflect on the possibility of facing your vulnerabilities in a new light. See them as opportunities to strengthen your determination, expand your self-understanding, and cultivate unwavering resilience. Practice the art of keeping your weaknesses as secrets that only you, or a very restricted circle of trust, know, working internally to transform them into sources of strength. By embracing the practice of not speaking of your weaknesses, we align ourselves with a fundamental aspect of Stoic wisdom, which teaches us to be masters of our own being, guiding our vulnerabilities through the path of personal transformation. And in this process, we discover that true strength lies not in the absence of weaknesses, but in the ability to face and overcome them, step by step, with dignity and courage. Number 9, don't talk about your deepest dream. Navigating even deeper into self-discovery and personal growth, we are guided by a star of rare luminosity. Don't talk about your deepest dream. This precious advice, sparkling with the wisdom of Stoicism, invites us to embrace our most intimate dreams with silent reverence, protecting them like hidden treasures at the core of our being. By choosing not to expose our most sacred dream, we are not renouncing the sharing of our aspirations and hopes. On the contrary, we are recognizing that certain visions and desires possess a potency that strengthens in the depths of our inner selves, away from prying eyes. This practice is not a denial of connection or expression, but rather a celebration of the sanctity of our purest and deepest longings. Keeping our most precious dream under a veil of silence grants it the space to blossom freely, without the constraints of external expectations or the pressure of public scrutiny. This approach creates an internal sanctuary where our aspirations can mature at their own pace, nurtured by our focused attention and the unconditional love we dedicate to them. Moreover, by safeguarding our deepest dream, we fortify our resilience in the face of adversity. We recognize that while the path to its realization may be punctuated by challenges and obstacles, the value of the dream does not reside in its immediate fulfillment, but in the journey we undertake to achieve it. This journey, filled with lessons and discoveries, is itself a manifestation of the beauty of dreaming. But how, then, can we stay aligned with this deep dream without speaking of it? The answer lies in silent and determined action, in the daily commitment to small steps that, although may seem modest, inexorably move us towards its realization. It is the constant practice of nurturing the flame of this dream in our hearts, allowing its light to guide our choices and actions, even when we do not explicitly speak of it. By embracing the practice of not talking about our deepest dream, we cultivate a secret garden of possibilities, where our holiest aspirations can grow and develop away from the storms of the external world. And in this quietude, we discover the sublime power of dreaming in silence, a power that lifts us above present circumstances, gently guiding us towards the future we yearn to create. Subject number 10. Don't talk about your moments of solitude. As we continue weaving the fabric of our personal journey with threads of introspection and wisdom, we encounter a golden thread that shines with a special quietness. Don't talk about your moments of solitude. This advice, illuminated by the serene light of Stoicism, invites us to cherish solitude as a sacred space for reflection and renewal, an intimate chamber where we meet face to face with our truest selves. By choosing not to disclose the revelations and insights gained in moments of voluntary retreat from the world, we are not only preserving the purity of these experiences, but also acknowledging that certain perceptions are so deeply personal that their strength lies precisely in their unshared sacredness. These moments of chosen isolation are a rich source of growth and self-discovery, where we can hear the gentle voice of our true essence, often drowned out by the constant noise of everyday life. Protecting the privacy of these moments does not mean rejecting human connection or the sharing of experiences, but rather understanding that solitude has its own invaluable worth, a worth that is diluted when turned into mere conversation topics. In our solitude, we are free to explore, dream, and heal without the frames of others' expectations, allowing us to return to the external world renewed and realigned with our purpose and passion. This precious time alone serves as a reminder of the importance of cultivating a deep and loving relationship with ourselves. By honoring our need for solitude, we recognize that there are aspects of our journey that are exclusively ours, internal treasures that do not need to be exposed to validate their existence or importance. But how, then, can we honor and integrate the insights gained in these moments of seclusion into our lives without necessarily talking about them? The key lies in allowing the transformations and insights to subtly but powerfully shape our actions and decisions. It's the sparkle in the eyes of someone who has returned from an inner journey, the serenity in the gesture of someone who knows themselves deeply, the wisdom in the choice of someone who has learned to listen to the silence. I invite you to embrace your moments of solitude with reverence and consideration, recognizing them as precious opportunities for growth and introspection. Allow yourself to fully live these experiences without the pressure to share them, observing how this choice enriches your personal journey and expands your ability to be present, both for yourself and for others. By keeping our moments of solitude sacred, we strengthen our inner connection and cultivate a source of strength and clarity that sustains us through life's challenges. And in this chosen silence, we discover the true extent of our being, an expansive and radiant inner universe waiting to be explored with reverence and love. I hope this dive into Stoicism has illuminated your path as much as it illuminates mine. Remember, the journey to wisdom and resilience is continuous. Want more insights like these? Like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Together, let's discover even more ways to strengthen our inner selves and transform our outer world. Don't miss our next video, where we'll explore even more secrets to a fulfilling life. Shall we start applying one of these principles today? The change begins now.